Hello and welcome to Competitive Crunch. My name is Spade and today I got more news from Smogon's underused beta front. As Smogon has now banned Kyurem-Black, Manafi and the ability Drizzle from the underused beta into the BL borderline quote-unquote tier, which is a place for Pokemon that are too powerful for the underused beta metagame, but not used enough in the OU tier to actually be OU. So this is a kind of a limbo stage kind of place for them where they can hang out together and think about what they have done in the tier below. So originally Smogon was not planning to ban anything because we're still talking about underused beta, which is not official. You know, it just exists because it can exist. It's not official, it's beta, so it doesn't matter too much. But Smogon actually decided that they would start pushing things into BL right now, as it says right here. They would start pushing things to BL now instead of banning a bunch of things at once. So definitely makes sense to, you know, start small and, you know, see how the meta game, even though it's beta, see how that is going to develop after only a few things gone instead of just banning a bunch of things all together. Because once you ban like one or two things, you know, some other Pokemon get a chance to shine in the meta game and it's gonna completely change how the metagame looks, and some things that you originally thought might be broken may not be broken because they were held back by the originally super broken Pokemon, if you get what I'm trying to say. Although that may not always be the case, but you know, it's good to try it out because you have this beta metagame where you can experiment. And the best thing about it, if Smogon makes some hasty decisions right here, every Pokemon that is put to BL will be retested, as it is said right here. They will be retested unless they naturally rise to OU. Like something like Black Kyurem, you could imagine it rising to the OU tier, but then again, with all sorts of new Pokemon and Kyurem-Black still being kind of limited by its move pool and everything, it may not rise. But I certainly think that Kyurem-Black has a niche in the OU metagame. But then again, because it's a niche, it may not gain enough usage to naturally rise there. So it may just stick to the BL tier, quote-unquote tier again. But if we start with Kyurem-Black here, I think it's really easy to see why Kyurem-Black got the ban hammer if you simply just take a look at his stats. But of course, the stats alone are not the reason why Kyurem-Black got the ban hammer. And of course, you have to look at the move pool, what it has. But coincidentally enough, it's the move pool. Move pool is the reason why it was in the UU beta in the first place. Because we all know that Kyurem-Black has really limited physical move pool. It's special. Even its special move pool isn't that great. But it's a physical attacker mainly. So, but it doesn't have any sort of good physical ice type move, which really sucks. Because Free Shock, you know, that move just completely, you know, sucks and isn't good because it's a charging move. We all know those moves are not good in the competitive scene. And Kyurem-Black doesn't get Ice Punch or Icicle Crash or anything of the sort. So that really holds Kyurem-Black back. But it does have pretty good special attack at 120, and this is what makes Kyurem-Black a really dangerous mixed sweeper. So even though it's held back by its lack of physical move pool, its greatest asset is arguably the fact that it's a dangerous mixed attacker, which makes it really difficult to switch anything into Kyurem-Black. Even in the OU metagame, Pokemon have trouble with Kyurem-Black, so you could, in a way, imagine it rising eventually to the OU metagame. But you got Ice Beam, you got Fusion Bolt, Outrage, Dragon Claw, and I guess you could run Focus Blast. Not so common scene, but mostly Kyurem-Black is seen with like Earth Power. Yeah, definitely. I guess you could now run Iron Head if you're really scared of fairy types, but then again, Choice Banded Fusion Bolt pretty much destroys all the mostly, especially defensive fairies anyways. And I guess if you really hate Ferrothorn, sometimes you see Kyurem-Black with Hidden Power Fire too. And then on the support end, you got like Sob and Roost, which you can use. But offensively, when you think about Kyurem's move pool, And then you look at the stats, and then if you look at the UU metagame, can you mention one thing that could safely switch into Kyurem-Black's potential moves that it could have? I don't see a single one. And again, even in the OU tier, Pokemon have trouble switching into Kyurem-Black. So definitely a good thing that Kyurem-Black got the ban hammer from the UU metagame. I think it was pretty obvious that it would, but a lot of people were expecting Smogon to wait on that because it's beta metagame. But this is certainly great news for all the people who are playing the UU beta metagame at the moment. And then we move on to the next ban, which would be Manafi and also Drizzle. And especially when you think about Drizzle, if you played the UU beta metagame, beta game, haha. Anyways, if you play the UU beta, the first version of it, you probably ran into a bunch of rain teams, and I already kind of got sick of them, seeing like Polyterid with like Manafi, and then you got the Therian brothers, Tornadus and Thunderous, the Therian forms, and then also Keldeo Choice Specs with Hydro Pump, and then not to mention the Swift Swim users, and that kind of got old and fast, so good thing that those things are gone. And now I guess some people could make the argument now that since Drizzle is now banned, maybe Manafi should not have been banned, because of course one of the reasons why Manafi is broken in the first place is the rain, where it can use rest with the hydration in the rain, plus it gets a boost to its main special attack Surf that it usually tends to run. So arguably rain made it more broken, but then again, when you think about Manafi here, you know, it's one of these cute legendary Pokemon with base 100 stats, and overall it's a really bulky Pokemon, and it has access to Tail Glow. That's really a problem with this. And let's see, what moves do you usually see? There's Surf, and then there's Ice Beam. I guess it actually learns Dazzling Gleam, didn't even know that. But it can do that. Energy Ball was usually the thing. I think Surf, Ice Beam, and Energy Ball are the most common moves that you usually see on Manafi. Then you got Shadow Ball as an option. Does it have Psychic? Yes, it does. But anyways, those are really the most common moves, I do believe. Surf, Ice Beam, and Surf, Ice Beam, and Energy Ball. And when you look at the UU metagame again, you have really trouble switching anything into Manafi, because if you try to wall it, after +3, none of your walls really wall it. And then if you try to switch any of the offensive Pokemon into it, you risk the chance of getting 2-hit KO'd by Manafi with a non-boosted move, like something like Thunders that can certainly revenge kill it, cannot really switch into Ice Beam or even Surf, because it will most likely get 2-hit KO'd. So again, with Kyurem-Black and the Kyurem-Black and Manafi, the problem never was to how to check them, but to how to counter them. And that was really a big issue. And I think everybody understands why Manafi, you know, it's been Ubers for the past generation since its existence. So yeah, even though Permarain was big part of Manafi, you know, there's still Tail Glow, which it can use to wall break anything. And with the limited but still good move pool that it does have, nothing really can safely switch into it. And now Manafi has got the ban hammer as well. And kind of went already through the Drizzle, but Swift Swim users, Thunderous, Tornadus Therian, yeah, both of them, Thunderous Therian and Tornadus Therian, those are UU. The other forms are in the OU metagame. No, wait. Regular Tornadus is still, I would believe, in the UU metagame as well. But Therian forms are the main guys that you see with the Rain Drizzle support, and then also that Keldeo, and you know, of course, Manafi, and then the Swift Swim users. And yeah, it was pretty disgusting. So it's really understandable that Drizzle got the ban hammer from the UU beta metagame. Although I think I would have personally just banned Politoed, because there, in my opinion, if there's no need to make a complex ban, why make it? Although this is not really a super complicated ban, because I guess Smogon, you know, tries to justify this by the fact that they have done the ability bans in the past generations, especially with the weather-inducing abilities. But then again, this is Generation 6, and a lot of the, like, sun, sand, hail, I wouldn't imagine those being too broken in the UU metagame. If you think about Drought and Ninetales bringing it to the UU metagame, always the difference between sun and rain is that swift swimmers, besides getting their speed doubled, they get their primary stab move boosted up by 50%. And in the sun, you don't have that same luxury. Grass type Pokemon don't get their grass stab move boosted up. They can only boost up like Hidden Power Fire, which is in most cases the only move, fire type move that grass type Pokemon have access to, because they're obviously grass type Pokemon, so they don't really play with fire too much. Or I guess there's occasional Weather Ball users, but those things are so rare. So the difference between rain and sun is really the boost to their stab moves, and I would imagine that's why sun wouldn't be too broken in the UU metagame. But the point being that, in my opinion, there might be no reason to ban these weathers from the UU metagame in the future. There certainly isn't, so why make an ability ban if you can just ban Politoed? Nobody cares about using Water Absorb Politoed in the future NU or PU metagame, I would imagine, except for 2 people, so sorry for those 2 people. But then again, I guess in the future when there's more tiers, you know, in something like RU or NU, Sun might certainly be broken there, so I guess then they're gonna make more ability bans, so I guess on that note, it makes sense. But then again, I'm just nitpicking here, but personally I would have just banned Politoed altogether to avoid one, you know, semi-complex ban. But, you know, that's just me. And with that, I will conclude the episode. Just quick news on the Smogon metagame and how the UU beta is developing and moving forward. And I don't think anyone can really disagree with these bans. I think they were the best move that Smogon could do for their future UU metagame. You know, it's still in beta, it's still a work in progress, but we're definitely moving forward and for the best. These bans were best for the metagame, so to speak. So leave your comments in the comment section below on these bans. What do you think about these UU beta bans? I'm saying specifically UU beta because I'm sure somebody will otherwise get confused. Are these things banned from OU? But they're not. They're from the UU beta. So there's that. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And also let me know, what do you think should get banned next? If you have been playing the UU beta metagame more, I haven't done it so much yet. So maybe you know better than I do which Pokemon should get the ban hammer. And let's actually take a list here again. Personally, I think Deoxyspeed will definitely go. I think it will still go even from the OU metagame. And then perhaps Heracross, because the Mega Heracross, that thing is just a beast. I've been actually trying it out a bit with Smash and Pass, and it's been kinda redonkulous. But, you know, there's certainly the speed holding it back, but it's a powerhouse, which is really difficult to switch into. I guess you can use Gligar, but then again, in general, in this metagame, the Eviolite users aren't that good because of knockoff. So that is also a thing. And in the UU metagame at the moment, you don't need to worry about things like Landers, Therian, and other things, you know, trying to wall you that you have in the OU metagame. So Mega Heracross has a lot more freedom in the UU beta metagame, and I think it kind of just destroys everything, which is kind of a problem. So in my opinion, it should go. Perhaps I'm wrong. Maybe there are some things that can wall it, and I just haven't thought about it too much. And certainly it is slow, which might be the reason why it could stay. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below. There are so many other things, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. That's why I'm going to just ask your opinion. So leave them in the comment section below. What do you feel are the most broken UU Pokemon, UU Beta Pokemon at the moment? Leave that in the comment section below, and I will check you guys next time with more CC and more Showdown. Gonna do some UU matches now in the new beta metagame. So until then, until next time, this is Spade signing out. Peace.